I thought it was about time I gave you an update on how life with the Citroen XM has been over the past 7 months and 7,000 miles. So, let's get those glow plugs warming up and I can start up and tell you just why the XM is still magical to me. There goes the light. Yeah, it isn't the smoothest of diesel engines, I'll admit, but it's that very agricultural feel that I love so much. Plus of course the novelty of suspension which makes the car go up. Here we go. Beautiful. Right, let's go for a drive and I can tell you a bit more about this XM. It isn't every motoring writer who gets to give you a massive update on a car like this. Usually it's a road test, you drive the car perhaps for a few hours, maybe a few days, and then it goes back and that's the end of that. Well, this is a good opportunity for an extended test drive because I've now owned the XM for 7 months and we've done about 7,000 miles. And I've grown to like it a great deal, especially for driving like this, where you know there's lots of bends. It handles remarkably well, it dives into corners, and you can drive very quickly, but at the same time you keep the revs very low, so I'm generally below 2,000 revs all the time. Very relaxing, even on an entertaining twisty road like this. And I've found that I've liked the XM a lot more than the BX. I've owned several BXs, but they've never quite managed to hit the spot for me. I've always missed the flick wipe, I've always missed having 2 windscreen wipers, and the XM actually clears the windscreen, as I'm finding right at this very moment, right in front of my head, very well indeed. I like the driving position, I love the handling, and that general feeling of relaxation. I drove this car 500 miles over the weekend and I was still looking forward to getting back in it today. That's pretty unusual for a car, especially one that I've done over 7,000 miles in already. And I find it hard to put my finger on exactly what it is I like so much. There's so many aspects. There's what I've already mentioned, but I also like the styling. I also like the fact that this diesel engine is just brilliant. I mean, yes, it's low revving as I've previously described, and while it may lack ultimate power, the 2.5 addressed that. This is only the 2.1. I just love the simplicity. It still has a mechanical fuel pump by Bosch, which means it can use vegetable oil, and it just has that low down lugging power that modern diesels don't always have. You catch a modern diesel off boost and there's nothing there at all, whereas this is lazy until the turbo kicks in, but it will still pull pretty well. Returning to the subject of vegetable oil, I did have a brief period of running it on waste vegetable oil which had been centrifugally filtered, so that blasts all the bits out and you're left with a very sticky but very usable oil. Unfortunately, the car didn't seem to take to it too well. It was noticeably noisier, which is not usually what I found running on vegetable oil, and cold starting was appalling. It just wouldn't get started in the morning. But the one thing I find most impressive about this car, I've driven some amazing vehicles over the past sort of 6 or 7 months. Not long after I got this car, I got a Tesla Model S to drive, and after spending time in that, I was actually happy to get back in the XM because it's a lot more comfortable. You know, my £375 Citroen is more comfortable than a £99,000 Tesla Model S. Is that progress? I will admit it's nowhere near as quick as a Tesla Model S, not by any stretch at all. I can't say it's fault-free. There's still a rattle in this door that has been driving me mad for 7 months now, since the very first test drive, and I still haven't found out what it is. The spheres probably need regassing. Again, I've been meaning to do that for 7,000 miles yet, and I still haven't got around to it. And that's because it still rides better than a lot of cars, even with tired suspension spheres. And that's been the only problem I've had with the hydraulics. People are terrified that hydraulics go wrong all the time. I've done 7,000 miles in my 375 pound hydraulic Citroen. There has not been one spot of bother. The electrics, yeah, they can be a bit flaky on the XM, and I've had issues where it randomly operates the central locking when you're driving along. That's fun. I've had it where it refuses to lock and you're there pressing the blipper and nothing happens until you start swearing, then it tends to lock itself. The boot lock doesn't operate on the central locking all the time. It unlocks but won't lock, and that proved very useful when at a motorway service station the car locked me out. So the keys and my mobile phone were in the car, I was on the outside, but because the boot lock doesn't work, I was fortunately able to get in through the boot. So when I park up anywhere, I have to manually remember to lock the boot myself. Well, I can cope with that, that's no biggie. I might fix it one day. But that's it. I mean, it's all been niggly little faults. I mean, yes, the handbrake's irritating because it's actually foot operated. I've got 4 pedals in this footwell, and I'd rather have somewhere to rest my foot, ideally, than a normal lever handbrake down here. But if that's all I've got to complain about, then I really don't think it's too bad at all. So that concludes my roundup of the Citroen XM after 7 months. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the details are below, or you can follow me on Twitter as Dolly Wobbler, or on Facebook as Ian Seabrook-writer. Don't forget you can check out my website, link below. Thank you for watching, see you next time. While I was out shooting this video, my XM has clocked up 125,000 miles. Congratulations, XM.